A question that I often get asked is, how do you manifest when you have negative people around you? How do you raise your vibration or hold your vibration when you have negative people around you? And this is something that I'm going to be honest with you, I used to be terrible at. I used to be really, really affected by other people's vibrations because, hello, empath. What I had to realize was what is happening in other people is their karmic lesson. That's for them to work out. I can be a model of what it's like to have a higher frequency. I can guide them if they're willing to be guided. But at the end of the day, that old axiom, you can only lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. I can't make anyone raise their vibration, nor would I want to. I don't want to violate anyone's free will. And the advice that I always give to my students or my clients is you need to learn to develop rock solid boundaries. Boundaries allow you to protect your mental health, your emotional health, and your energetic health. And until you are able to establish strong boundaries, you're going to keep being affected by everyone around you. So what you need to start doing is you need to start modeling what healthy boundaries look like, because boundaries allow other people to know what you're available for. They also allow people to know how to interact with you and how to be in your world. Now understand that some people won't get it. And that's the thing is, if you communicate your boundaries with somebody, if you model what it's like to have healthy boundaries and that person doesn't respect them, they keep emotionally dumping, they are just staying negative, then what ends up happening is separation is created, right? Because it's very triggering often for our family and our close friends that we've had for a long time that knew us when we weren't doing the personal development work, when we were walking around unconscious. So when you start ascending and you start becoming more conscious and then modeling higher standards for yourself and having healthy boundaries, that often triggers other people because it shows them that they can actually change, and they are typically refusing to. And misery loves company, right? So they don't want to see you ascend because they'd rather keep you in the bubble of how they've always known you. But that's not healthy for anyone because we all came here to grow. You have to realize though that not everyone came here to be conscious during this lifetime. Some people are meant to be unconscious so they can facilitate the transformation in others of us that are meant to be conscious here. So when it comes to implementing your boundaries, you need to be honestly aware of what you're available for now and what you're not. And what I always recommend is having a conversation with the person. Like, we don't necessarily want to just cut people off, right? Especially if it's a family member or somebody that we've been friends with forever. But if you have a conversation with somebody and you say, hey, I've noticed that, and don't put it on them, right? Like, we don't want anyone to get defensive, but it's like, hey, I've noticed that I've been doing this work and I'm becoming more sensitive to the words that people are saying, to the conversations that I'm in, to the energy, like whatever lingo they can understand, right? And it's like, this is really draining me when I have like these type of conversations. And you can communicate what you need from somebody and then see how they react, right? If they are willing to be in your life, then they will change. But if somebody doesn't respect your boundaries and they repeatedly disrespect them, then you have to realize that that person might come back around, but for right now, for your own well-being, you're gonna need to create some separation and some distance in that relationship. And what that means is you don't keep playing the same role in the relationship that you used to. So if you were somebody that used to gossip or shit talk or be really negative and complain and whine and bitch about your life circumstances, but you're no longer doing that anymore because you've grown, then if somebody texts you and they start bitching or complaining or whatever, you're not going to play into that. You can either not respond, or you can ignore that part of it, or you can switch it around to something positive. What that's going to do is that's going to show people your higher standards. Now, instead of dropping down to their level to meet them, I always tell my students and my clients, especially when I go on the live streams, you guys know that a bunch of haters come out, and I always say, do not engage with them. When I am done teaching, when I am done with my tangent, when I am out of flow, when I see their comments, I'm gonna block them. It's fine, but we don't want to keep encouraging people that are at a low vibrational frequency, because even if you're trying to help them, or even if you're trying to point out with what they're saying is negative or whatever, you're actually lowering your vibrational frequency to meet them at the level that they're at. Someone can only meet you at the level that they are at, with the consciousness level that they have. So what I always do is I hold very, very high standards and very, very strong boundaries in my personal life and in my business. And I allow anyone in my life to meet me at my level. I am never, ever, ever, ever dropping my standards or dropping my boundaries to meet someone where they are at. I can model what it is like to have high standards and healthy boundaries, and that person can start learning how to be in my world, or they can continue to operate how they've always operated. And if it's online, they're going to get blocked. If it's in my personal life, then we're not going to be friends at the same degree that we used to be. We might not be friends anymore. We might have a very, very big distance in our relationship. We're definitely not going to be talking every single day. It's up for you to use discernment in your personal relationships and in the dynamics, and for you to understand what's toxic, what's healthy, what you can work with, what you can't work with. This is going to be individual for all of us. But what I need you to know is you have to stop focusing on the other person's negativity, and you have to start focusing on yourself. If you're somebody who's like, I really want to have healthy boundaries, I really want to have strong boundaries, and I want to have higher standards, but I honestly don't even know where to start, then get into mentorship with me, because I am telling you, I have stronger boundaries and better boundaries than just about anyone I've ever met. Literally, besides my mentor, I've never met anybody with the strongest boundaries as me. So if you want help with this, click the link in my bio. I'll absolutely help you.